example of the breathtaking beauty to be found in nature, and at the same time an awesome display of thunderous natural power, so great that man could never possibly duplicate it. Now, the amount of water pouring over these falls is 1,500,000 gallons every second. Yes, every second. And it carries with it anything that's caught in its murderous current. Now, many times people have purposely defied death by challenging the falls and the horror of the whirlpool and the giant rapids below. Many won the challenge, others did not.
The Great Blandine. In 1859, Blandine was the first to walk a tightrope across. At midstream, he performed incredible stunts, finally forcing his terrified manager to ride across on his back. 13 Niagara rope walkers in all, and one was a lady, Signorina Maria Spiltarini. Hats were passed around to the watching spectators, and they dropped in a few coins. In 1883, Captain Matthew Webb, the first man to swim the English Channel, dived into the rapids below Niagara Falls. His lifeless body was recovered 7 miles downriver. Carlisle Graham shot the rapids in a huge barrel 5 times. His reward was almost total deafness for the rest of his life. Shooting the rapids was one thing. Shooting the high falls was another. A man might make the attempt and live. Strangely enough, it was not a man, but a woman, a school teacher named Anna Taylor, who dared try it first, with little more than an oversized whiskey keg. On October 24th, 1901, she calmly slipped inside, the top was sealed, and the barrel pushed out toward the pounding falls. 3 hours later, they fished the barrel from the rapids and brought her to shore. She'd taken a fearful beating. How she lived, no one will ever know.
We're in New York with Roger Woodward, who at the age of 7 defied astronomical odds by being swept over the falls as a result of a boating accident and survived.
We left from the top part of the river where this man lived, and I asked the man if I could drive the boat. So he let me operate his boat, which was it was a small boat with an outboard engine. We got into a little bit of rough water, and some rough waves hit the boat, and then all of a sudden, I remember, I guess it was about the second wave, the boat flipped over. I was scared to death. I didn't know where I was at the time, and I really didn't realize that I was going over the falls, you know. But I do remember a sensation of falling and just floating through the air, I guess you'd call it. And then I remember that things turned dark, and I felt as though I was just scared to death. I began to see light, as though maybe I was under the water and coming up, and as I was getting closer to the top of the water, it became lighter, you know. From the rocks and the rapids itself, I was beaten, you know, fairly bad, bruised, and I couldn't walk for around 2.5 days, and I did have a slight head concussion.
A wonderful young man with an incredible story. And all because you asked for it.